Afternoon all, Coach Russ here from the Right Coach, and hope you're having a lovely day. And as promised earlier, I want to talk to you today about, I think it's probably the number one topic, the number one question that I get asked when someone comes to me for help. And it is generally, this is for men in particular, it's how do I get rid of the bare belly? And for women it tends to be about more about how do I get around the fat on my backside or my thighs or my bingo wings. But it's always about how do I lose something in a specific area, because that's what it's all down to, isn't it? You know, if you think about what you want to achieve when you set out on some sort of diet plan or exercise regime, you're not generally doing it because you love diet. You're not generally doing it because you want to stop eating some type of food. You're not generally doing it because you, I don't know, want to be the fastest man in the world or the fastest woman in the world or jump the highest. You may want to get fitter and healthier, but you're generally doing it because your end goal is to lose body fat. 99 times out of 100, the people I work with want to lose body fat, and they want to lose it in specific places. So here's my tip on how to lose body fat in a specific place. It's very simple. Are you ready for this? I need a drum roll, to be honest, very drum roll. Eat less food. That's it. Because the problem is, and then move more and eat more food in specific ways. You can get clever about it, but the fact is you need to eat less and move more. You need to reduce the fat in your body. You can't, I'm afraid to say, here's the second point, you can't just lose fat from a specific place and ignore everywhere else. So if your problem is your bingo wings, I'm afraid we can't just say, right, fat, disappear from bingo wings, but it's fine everywhere else. Because if you've got fat in one specific place, you've probably got fat in many places, and you can't get away from that. I would hazard a guess that the majority of people that I speak to, and that's not even work with, are at least 20% body fat. So that means to reduce it from a specific area, you're going to have to reduce that body fat level, and it will when time go. The sad thing is that the last place that body fat goes from is the first place you want it to go from most of the time. You can't control it, but that's fine. Aesthetics are important, but health is even more important. So you need to concentrate on how you're going to lose body fat from an area, i.e. the whole area. And that's done a number of ways, and I go into detail about this in my programs, but it's reducing the amount you eat. How you do that is up to you. Whether you do some sort of clean eating, which I don't like anymore, doesn't exist, whether you do some sort of nutritious eating, or whether you do a calorie tracking, or whether you do a keto diet, or whether you do Slimming World, or whether you do the cabbage soup diet, or whether you do A, B, C, D, all the way up to Z diet, the fact is you're reducing the amount you eat, and therefore your fat content over time will reduce. Now you've got to be wary of how much fat is in your food. So if you've got a choice of two meats, two proteins, you always want to go for the leaner protein, the chicken or the fish or the turkey, rather than the fatty protein, the beefs or the porks. Like for like, one has more fat than the other. And if you're trying to lose fat, why are you putting more fat back into your diet? Does that make sense? So think about it carefully. You need to reduce how much you eat. You need to reduce the amount of fatty foods you have. Doesn't mean fat is bad, but fatty foods, the least fat in the food, the least fat's going into your body, the least fat you have to burn off. So your fat will reduce over time. But the sad news is, to sum this up, because it's where we started from, how do you lose fat from a specific place in your body? And I'm afraid it is impossible. And I just want to add on to that as a sort of a finishing point. Just because you do 100 sit-ups a day and you're trying to lose belly fat doesn't mean you will get your belly fat reduced in that area. Because all you're doing when you're working a muscle group, i.e. the core, when you're doing a sit-ups or a plank or some sort of twist, Russian twist, all you're doing is strengthening the muscles. Brilliant. But if that's your muscle under your stomach and that's your fat on top of the stomach, by strengthening that doesn't reduce this. They're not linked in that way. You need to reduce this so your stomach can come through, your abs can show through. So if you want to show muscle in your body, you have to remove the fat that's surrounding it. And it's as simple as that. So I hope that helps. You can't move in one place. You can, however, remove fat throughout your whole body by the way you eat and the way you move. And to finish on that note, it's going to take some time. I hope you find that useful. If you do, let me know below. I'm going to put this on YouTube now. You better see it on Instagram. It'll be all over the place. It's really useful information. Bear it in mind. If you need help working out how to reduce fat throughout your body, just drop us a message. I'll be glad to help you. Speak to you soon.